Hey guys, it's Wednesday, and I think I'm going to cook some dinner. I'm actually cooking an early dinner today. Lots going on, always busy. Yeah, very exciting time. Matter of fact, tomorrow's video, we're going to be doing a sugar cream pie with a recipe that I've never used before. I've never actually made a sugar cream pie, but that's Chris's department. But I've eaten them since I was a kid. I think they're just going to be, it's going to be amazing. We are actually already made the pie. You'll see the video tomorrow though, because I'll be out all day Thursday tomorrow, we're getting ready to start tilling up land, for the garden, and we're planting some fruit trees, we're planting some apple trees. So I won't have time to make a pie. Although it's a quick and easy pie. Which quick and easy is kind of the theme for this week as far as meals and desserts go. So today we're going to make something that my mom used to make. Oh, this is kind of like a celebration of my mom, I guess, this week. Because not only did she do the sugar cream pies that you'll see tomorrow, but the meal we're making tonight is it's a taco casserole. And it's something that she made all the time for us as a kid. It's nothing fancy. It's quick. You can add and take away to it all you want. And it literally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients total. One of them is water. And it's all, the only thing you have to actually cook is the hamburger. So we'll brown the hamburger up. Let's go through the ingredients real quick. This is one of those few recipes that I don't need a notebook to tell how much it is, because it's that simple. Everything's prepackaged. All right, so all you need to make this meal, one skillet sitting right there. That one is currently heating up. Now I'm going to put this in the oven with my cast iron skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet or an oven safe skillet of any kind, that's okay. You don't have to have a skillet, an oven-safe skillet to do this. You can do one of two things. This is how crazy versatile this little meal is. You can either not put it in the oven at all and just eat it straight out of whatever you cooked it in, just melt some cheese on top, or you can put it in a 9x13 casserole dish, and then put cheese over, because all we need the oven for is literally just to melt the cheese over the top of it and make it look good. For years, we have eaten it just straight out of the skillet and put it on taco shells or burrito shells or whatever. I mean, it makes a great burrito filling also. But anyhow, things that we need, I digress. Things we need to make this. 1 pound of hamburger. It can be any kind of hamburger. It can be 70-30, it could be 80-20, it could be 90-10, it could be 93-7. How much fat do you want to drain off of it? I don't ever drain off, even when I use like the 80-20, I don't ever drain all the fat off of it. I like that little bit of grease, gives a glisten to it. Next thing you're going to need, a packet of taco seasoning. Any packet of taco seasoning. Doesn't matter. If you make your own taco seasoning, you need 1 ounce of taco seasoning, or a pack's worth. And then you need rice, 1 cup of rice. Let's say you don't have time to, fluff up. Rice takes a long time to cook, let's be honest. So use instant rice. I'm using bag rice that, it's cheap, it's economical, it's quick. It's not very healthy for you, but that's okay. Just an instant rice, Uncle Ben's, minute rice, rice in a bag, boil bags, whatever. Next thing you're going to need, 1 can of tomato sauce. This is a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. Once you empty this can into the skillet, you're going to take it over to your sink. You're going to put 1 can of water in it. That's an ingredient, 1 can of water. So, last ingredient, cheese of your choice. Tonight I'm using cheddar. You can use pepper jack. You can use Colby jack. You can use whatever you like, Monterey. The world is your oyster. As far as the meat goes, let's say you're not big into hamburger. You could do this with chicken. You could do this with a tofu crumble, or a plant-based meat product. I know they make plant-based sausages. They make plant-based burgers. You could crumble those up, you can even buy that exact same plant-based burger in hamburger by the pound. It looks just like hamburger, only it's not cap. So your options are open there. Whatever taco seasoning you like, you could use fajita seasoning for that matter. That's what you prefer. Whatever rice you like. Brown rice, white rice, wild long grain rice. The possibilities are endless. It just has to be a cup of rice. Same with the cheese. Now the tomato sauce and the water, you gotta use tomato sauce and water. So that's the ingredients list. Let's get over to the stove and we'll do some cooking. All right, give me just 1 second to move the camera. Okay, so I got you set up, ready to rock and roll. All right, we're at the pan. Now my pan has been warming up. If you're using cast iron, you always want to heat your pan up first before you do anything else. I also turned the oven on 350 degrees so that way we can stick this right in the oven as soon as we're done making it. So the first step is probably the easiest. Well, it's all easy, really. It's ridiculously easy. So we're going to take our hamburger. We're just going to break it up. Sorry, I guess we get this meat thing out of the way. Meat wrapper out of the way. We're going to break that up and we're going to fry it up and crumble it. Just like if we were making sloppy joes or tacos or anything else, we're going to fry this bad boy up. But we're not going to, this time around, I'm not going to add no fresh onions. We're not sauteing any onions, nothing like that. Or putting jalapenos in it or fresh tomatoes. There's no need to. Not yet. Now, we do utilize those. What we'll do is, like, after it's done cooking and we go to serve it, we'll put all that on the side. We'll put, some diced onion up. We'll put some diced jalapeno. We'll do some salsa. We'll do some tomatoes. All diced up and on the side, so you can just put it on as a topping. As a kid, we ate this a lot with tortilla chips or even Fritos, and just scooped it all out, made it like a scoopable meal. But this is a one-pan meal. Doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take any prep. The only prep you'll have is whatever you want to put on top of it. Now, that being said, you can put whatever you want in this. If you want green peppers, jalapenos, onions, the options are endless. This is really just the base of a recipe. That's good. It's just the base, but not but it still enables you to have options. We've added stuff to it. We've taken stuff away from it. So before the meat is browned, I'm going to put the taco seasoning in. I know you're saying, what? That's nuts. Why would you put it in now? Okay, so almost everything, I'll tell you what. Almost everything in this taco seasoning, even the store-bought, prepackaged taco seasonings, the spices that are in them activate with oil. Well, I'm using a 93.7 meat. In this, there's not going to be a whole lot of fat. So I need what fat I can to activate the spices that are in that taco seasoning. That way, and it takes a minute to activate them. And in this way, I know they're down inside that meat. They're on top of the meat. Because think about it, with hamburger, and I'm sure most meats are like this when they're ground. If I were to have cooked this up prior to, putting the seasoning in, it would only be on the outside of the pieces of hamburger. This way, not only am I getting that hamburger crumbled, but that spice is activated by the grease. It's from the hamburger or the oils, and it's inside the hamburger now. It's all throughout it. It's not just a little bit of coating on the outside. All right, so I'm going to finish browning this up, and when I come back, we'll put the rest of the stuff in there, and we'll talk about what to do next. All right, see you here in a millisecond. Okay, so we're back. The hamburger's brown. Next step, we're going to add all the rest of the ingredients, except for the cheese. The cheese we're going to put on before it goes in the oven. It's not going to go in the casserole. So we're going to put our tomato sauce in there, and then come over to the sink, fill this with water. I know you're thinking to yourself, why are you adding water to that? It's going to make it really soupy. Well, we got to cook the rice. So then the next thing we need to do is add the rice to it, which we'll do here in just 1 second. All right, so we're going to add the rice to it. Get this mixed up a little bit, try not to splash it all over the place. We're going to add the rice to it like that. All right, and we have every ingredient in there. 1 pound of hamburger, 1 packet of taco seasoning. Now, if you make your own taco seasoning, like I said, it's 1 ounce. You can weigh it out on the scale that you should own from baking with me. And then once we get it mixed up a little bit, just like that, there's one thing left to do. Just one thing left to do. It's super easy. Well, there's one thing left to do in this process. If you have a lid for your pan that fits, great. If you're using cast iron, you're like, Brian, I don't have a lid. What do I do? Well, I mean, you have a couple options. If you own another cast iron pan that's the same size, which we do, you can simply set it inverted on top of it. First, I'm going to clean up my mess here a little bit. No sense in letting that sit on the stovetop, but, sorry, got sidetracked cleaning. Instead, what I like to use, I have a glass plate that fits this. So, I'm going to put that on there. Just like that, leave a little steam vent on this side here. See, a little steam vent. And what that does is it'll seal it in. I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. Okay, so we're going to let that simmer. See how it's starting to bubble? I'm going to turn that down. So that way it's on 2, it's on simmer. And we're going to let this simmer for the next 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. All right, just to keep it going. But for the most part, we're just going to let the lid sit on it and let it go for 20 minutes. I hope you like this decorative lid. I find it amazing, and we use it quite a bit. So that way we have time for the rice to cook. So 25 minutes under the plate, and then when I come back, we'll do the next steps. All right? Okay, guys, so we let that cook for about 20 minutes with the lid on it. Then I took the lid off for a couple minutes, let the steam out. And here is what we've come up with. Now, at this point here, you have a multitude of choices. You can simply put this in a bowl and put everything on the side, tomatoes, onions, cheese, all that. Get some burrito shells and put it down the middle. Add your toppings to it, fold up a burrito. You can put it in with a taco. And there's 1,000,001 choices for this. But tonight we're going to kind of do it the way my mom initially started it out before we found there was quicker ways, like in a bowl with some cheese and hot sauce and chopped veggies and then eat it with Fritos. I'm going to put the cheese on top of it, just like such. And then we're going to stick it in the oven. I don't know if I told you, but we should have had the oven preheating about 350 degrees. Now, the whole purpose of this, which I'm pretty sure I did say that, but just in case, the whole purpose of putting this in the oven is just to give this cheese a chance to melt on top and get a little golden crispy. So it'll help a little bit of that moisture evaporate out of there. The rice didn't quite collect. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. Such, and we're gonna put it in there for, like I said, about 15 minutes, and then when it comes out, we can take a look at it. So, like I said, there's a multitude of things you can do with this. Burrito wrap. You can put it in a soft taco shell and eat it that way. You can just eat it in a bowl with some Fritos or tortilla chips. When you put it in the oven like that, you can, not only could you put cheese on that, but you could also put any toppings you wanted it on then. You could crunch up some tortilla shells, some chips, tortilla chips, and crumble that on top of it while it's in the oven, and that way it'll give it a nice crunch to go with it that way also. There's a few different things to do. So, but tonight we're going to, I diced up some tomatoes, some onion, and some jalapeno, and we'll use some of the salsa that we make to put it on it also. Serve it with some Fiesta Corn that we made, which if you don't know what Fiesta Corn is, it's just sweet golden corn that you would get off the husk, or you can buy it frozen. Ours was frozen. I needed room in the freezer, so we canned it up, and in the process, I added some red peppers, some green peppers, some poblanos, and jalapenos to it, and then we canned it. And you can also put we didn't in this round, but you can also put any taco seasonings you like in it. You just have to make sure that when you're canning, it's okay to use any seasonings for the most part. There's a couple out there that you can't use. As long as they're dried seasonings. You want it dry, not fresh. Fresh, it gets a little tricky. So, but as long as you go with dry seasonings, you're about 100% in the clear. Like I said, there's a couple of obscure ones that I can't think of offhand, but I know there are a couple. But you could use a taco seasoning pack, or just any Mexican type of seasonings, Mexican oregano, cumin, whatever, to go in your canned stuff. So that's what we'll probably have with this, and we'll take it from there. All right, when we come back, we'll pull it out of the oven, take a look at it, and try some. All right, I'll see you here in just a millisecond. All right, guys, so we got it out of the oven. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. As always, any protein, anything you take out of the oven, let it rest. You gotta let it rest for a minute, just so it can redistribute everything. All right, so here we are. That's our finished product, looking lovely. So now we just gotta see how she turned out. We're gonna do this with some refried beans and some Tostito chips and Fiesta Corn, but that will be later. Our main focus right now is on this beautiful dish. We'll go ahead and scoop her out. That's what she looks like. Got the rice, the cheese, the meats, and like I said, you don't have to necessarily use hamburger. You can use ground tofu or the plant-based burger stuff. So we'll just throw some tomatoes on here and some onion. As far as your vegetables go, dice them up to suit your needs. I like things a little chunky when it comes to chopped up vegetables. And some jalapenos. Get that on there, and I'll add some salsa after the fact. All right, bring you up here. I love to look at your eyes. Yep. As always, you are looking gorgeous today. I hope you had a great day today, too. That's always important. Have a good day, smile, things like that. All right, so there we are with our toppings on board. It's such a versatile meal. We'll see how it tastes. It's still steaming, even after 10 minutes. It's good. I knew it would be. This is something that we've made for decades. Like I said, my mom made this up when I was a kid. It tastes just like a taco and a nice tomato sauce. Like I said, this would be really good for a burrito. If you didn't want to eat it this way, you could put it in as a burrito, as a filling for a burrito. Chris likes to put sour cream on top of hers. Not a fan of sour cream. I think it takes away some of the flavor and the heat. You can use any kind of cheese you like. Man, it's really good. It's been a while since we've made it, but it tastes good. You can taste the hamburger. You can taste all the spices. If you don't, sometimes depending on when you put your spices in with your meat, really depends on how much flavor you're going to get out of it. If you put it in at the end, after the hamburger's cooked and all that, you get it, but it's not quite as potent. It didn't have a chance to really soak and simmer and bring out the best flavors. Especially when you're using a seasoning pack like that. Sometimes they can be near the older side of the seasoning spectrum, depending on how long it's been sitting on a shelf or in a warehouse beforehand. I prefer to make my own, but this is a quick and easy meal. You know, something that everybody can get from the store. Everybody can get a taco seasoning pack. Everybody can get a pound of hamburger. Everybody can get a small can of tomato sauce. And if you have a sink, you have water. At least hopefully. Cook it on the oven. A little bit of cheese. Cheese of your choice. Doesn't matter what kind it is. Whatever you like. All right, so there's that. That is a quick and easy meal. I think the entire meal, and you got to actually see most of it in this video, is only at 20 minutes. While that was cooking on the stove, I went ahead and got everything together that I needed. I chopped my onion, chopped my tomato, chopped my jalapeno. I did the dishes up, so I literally have one pan to wash and put away, you know, and any dishes we use therefore, out of just making this dish. So everything's done. All we have to do is just enjoy our food and enjoy each other's company. All right. Well, I'm going to go put this with the rest of the stuff and enjoy some dinner with my family and have good conversation. I hope you try this meal. It's quick, it's easy, it's really good. It's been a staple in our house now for at least 2.5 generations. So, I love you. Tell somebody else you love them. It'll make their day a whole lot better, I promise. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.